What is up, everybody? We have a very exciting show for you today. Before we start and talk about that, I got to remind you guys to subscribe to us on Wesam's World Podcast on YouTube. I hesitated there because there was a motorcycle coming at the window. I thought it was literally going to crash through the window. And I was like, well, this is how I die. Of course. Of course, this is how I pass. Anyway, we're on Instagram at Wesam's World. We're also on Twitter at Wesams_world because that person won't respond to my messages, but that's okay. We want to thank everybody who subscribed to us, who's tuning into us. Peyton, how you doing? You have a good week this week?
Doing good, yeah. I'm watching Bill and Ted 3 tonight.
Oh.
So that's what I have to look forward to.
Super excited. You got to let me know how that goes. I have not followed that series, but it's okay. And we got to tell people we've got a new segment coming up soon.
Yeah, we do.
And it's not podcast related. It's going to be only on the YouTube. And it's called Wesam Plays Scary Games. Now, I screamed way too many times playing this game.
Yeah.
Have you started editing? No, you haven't. No,
I reviewed the footage, but
That's right.
I have not started editing it.
Yeah. It'll come up soon. And when it does, you're in for a treat. Because I love spooky things. I love getting cozy and watching spooky things, so I'm sharing that with you guys. Anything else on the agenda before I introduce our guest today?
No. Guest time.
Guest time. Ladies and gentlemen, I worked with this man on the TV show Good Girls. You might also recognize his voice from Transformers. He was also on Mike and Molly. He's been working since the 80s. He's a stand-up guy. He's a good family guy. He has a wonderful cycling/yoga studio with his wife called The Cycling Pigeon. All around, amazing human being, great father, amazing craftsman. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome Reno Wilson.
Beginning of the pandemic, I was a lean for me is 200 pounds.
Okay.
You know, like 198 is like super fighting weight, low body fat, like all six packs, you know, but 200 was lean. And then the pandemic happened. And I started baking bread like you're supposed to in a pandemic. Banana bread and the breaking artisan bread. Yeah. Cookies. Martha Stewart, like kitchen sink cookies, which is, you just put everything in it. Just for months, put on 17 pounds.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm at a 211 now, though. Bringing this back.
Yeah, me and you both, man.
Yeah. What the hell?
I looked in the mirror one day.
Yeah.
No, I sat down. I looked down. It was on the show. I looked, and I was just sitting like this, and it's happening right now, and I was like, oh, no. We got to get rid of that now. Peyton, let's frame up a little bit.
Yeah. Actors spend so much time holding our stomachs in. Just, you know, you look at some shows. You look at yourself on some shows, you're like, God damn it.
Oh, man. Well, it's lucky that you and your wife have the cycling pigeon.
Yes.
Which is super awesome.
Yes.
And
we have the cycling pigeon. We have a spinning yoga studio. I wanted to rock my Black Panther mask for a minute.
Awesome.
Just out of respect and love for, I mean, you know, when I said I would do this show, who knew what this day would hold? You know? All I knew was that it was Michael Jackson's birthday, and I was like, yeah, let's do it on that day. And who knew the day before Chadwick Boseman would die? So it's a tremendous loss for our community. And I'm feeling it. I'm like a raw nerve right now, honestly, sitting here with you. So
that's okay, too.
Yeah.
That's honest.
Yeah, it is.
I didn't know him, but I know people who have died from cancer.
Sure.
And to fight it quietly while still living your life and you're in the public eye.
Fully.
Man.
And you would imagine that he understood when you know, we all know that we don't know that when we will pass from this earth, right? We don't know when that moment is. But in his mind, when you have a disease like that, he was fully realizing that he had this moment, and you know, he had to live it to, you know, to its fullest, you know. And it's always when somebody passes away and then you go back and you look at the work and you think, you know, especially as an actor, what was he connecting to? What was he how, he was so deep in, or what, you go back when somebody's dead. But yeah, he was fully aware that he had a limited amount of time, and I think he maximized it fully, in retrospect. So yeah.
Would you go back and do anything differently, or currently would you do anything differently if you knew that your time was limited exactly to a certain?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Probably. I always feel like I'm not doing enough. I'm like, my wife and I, we talk about this all the time. It's like, if you feel like there's more that you could do, you should probably do more, So I'm constantly pushing myself and turning it up. And also, you got to take it easy on yourself. I don't want to be somber. I'm usually very happy and very, upbeat.
I think this is an important discussion to have, and it's truthful. I don't want us to fake something either.
No, I
you know what I mean, man?
You can't. Yeah. You can't.
It got me thinking when stuff like this happens, and something kept popping into my mind when I was meditating on this last night and this morning. Identity and who we are and who we see ourselves as, and how death is that great equalizer.
Yeah.
Where, we're all living our lives right now and everything, and we have a certain set of identity, but death comes along, and then that makes us question, well, who are we? Because I'm going to be my body will be in the ground. Will it be black? Will I not experience anything? Will I go on to my next life? Will I go to heaven? Will I go to hell? Will I meet my creator? What will happen?
Right.
So,
yeah,
I don't know.
I always talk with my kids. When my mom passed away in 2012, my family wanted an open casket, and I wasn't down with it. I've been to several funerals where they had the open casket, and it always just struck me like, God, this is so painful to see this body, this shell, right? And, my half brother, he died of colon cancer.
Wow.
And, you see it wither somebody away, somebody who was, big and strong. And then you go to this open casket and you're like, this is... So my mom passed away in 2012. And I was struggling with going to the open casket funeral for my mother. And, my kids were younger then. And I didn't know how to... and then I was struggling with the idea of how to explain, break down life, death, the process. So I called a friend of mine, Lorraine Toussaint, the actress, and like my sister, she's a goddess of all things supernatural. So I said, how do I frame this for my children? And she goes, you thank the body that housed the spirit of the woman that birthed you, and you say, well done. You thank the body that housed the spirit of the woman who birthed you, and you say, well done. And she told me that, and I was able to share that with my kids. And then when we went to my mom's funeral, and there was the body there, and then there was a picture of her, and the two looked nothing alike. And I said to my daughter, my son stayed back. I said to my daughter, I said, you see my mother's picture? She goes, yeah. You see grandma's picture? She goes, yeah. I said, but you see how this body looks nothing like that? She goes, yeah. I said, that's because we are not our bodies. I said, because our spirit illuminates this shell and makes us who we are. That's the difference that we're seeing. That's absence of spirit right there in that shell. And so I always keep that we always keep that close in mind, that we are not our bodies. We are these spiritual beings, experiencing a physical existence, right? That being said, it still sucks.
We're definitely not saints, so we definitely feel that attachment to the people we love and everything. A few things pop up when you say that. I'm not comparing the two, because obviously the love of of a mom or a brother or a personal family member is immensely greater than the loss of a pet. But you did mention something, the shell, and how it doesn't illuminate.
Yeah.
I saw my dog choke on chocolate, like on a chocolate wrapper. It ate a bunch of chocolate, and it convulsed in front of me, and I saw it die in front of me. And I'll never forget that experience because I literally saw life in it. And then it convulsed, and then I saw its eyes not illuminate anymore, like you're saying. And I was like, whoa, my dog just died.
Yeah.
My dog died just now.
That energy left or moved on or...
Whatever, wherever it went, it's not there.
Right.
It's not housed.
Clearly.
And I was talking with my parents about things that need to be discussed with parents when they reach certain ages.
Oh yeah, everybody is at that phase right now. If you're of a certain age, get your things in order.
Exactly.
Yes.
And I've been talking with my brothers from years ago. I'm like, listen, we need to make game plan for, I hope it's not anytime soon, but when mom and dad pass, we need to make that game plan so we're ready. We can initiate the game plan.
It's real talk.
And we can focus on it. And they were on board, and my parents were on board. And something I would love to do, I'd love to get some kind of plot of land, our own land, and instead of a cemetery burial where there's like tombstones and it's a little bleak, most cemeteries in my opinion.
Right.
I told my parents...
Unless you're my wife. My wife loves cemeteries.
Okay. Perspective.
my wife, Coco, loves to go to cemeteries and clean off headstones.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
I told my parents, is there any way you guys would be open to the idea of some type of burial where your bodies would be used to benefit a tree? And in place of every person, we put a tree instead of a tombstone. I mean, yeah, maybe we have a little plaque
That's
or whatever. But in the future, our children's children, they can walk through this beautiful grove, and we can explain to them, these bodies of ours are shells. And we can make it a learning experience, a beautiful experience, and have them understand the value of life, that we are not this tree. That is just part of our bodies. Our souls move on.
Yes.
And it's important to appreciate everything. And I've always said this for the longest time. Everything's a rental from God.
Facts.
Everything's a rental. So I just appreciate the rental when I have it. And as much as I'd like to keep it forever, I know that's not possible.
Try to take care of that rental.
Yeah.
It's also cool, just the idea that everything is connected. The body's going back into the earth, and the earth, using all of the byproducts of the decomposition of our bodies and going back into that life form,
Right.
We're all connected. That's pretty cool.
So we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
But they were on board for that. And so, hopefully God helps me implement
to have
the steps.
like a family plot. So what happens if you get married, right? Are you married?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah,
No,
okay. Not that you've heard.
I know. I like the Peyton.
He's like, Peyton, am I married?
No.
But what happens if you get married and then, let's say one of you die? But wife and I talk about this all the time. And what if you die and the other person gets married to somebody else? And, we've had a plot all set up. Like let's say my wife and I, we have a plot set up next to each other. I'm like, you're not going to bring it. If I die, you're not going to bring anybody else up next to my plot.
I'm with you.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm with you.
You ain't bringing nobody else up next to my plot. That's for me and you.
Yeah.
So she'd be like, honey, her second husband, well, I kind of already got this set up.
Sebastian Maniscalco?
Maniscalco.
Maniscalco.
Yeah.
He has a bit about that exact thing.
You know what? I guess I've talked about this before, but I haven't heard his bit yet. I love him. He makes me laugh.
Oh, dude, he cracks me up. He cracks me up. We should get him on the show. We should try to get him on
Run
the
it
show.
through the garden.
Oh my gosh. It's also been 2020 sucks completely.
2020 could eat a dick. Can you say that in this podcast?
Yeah, you can curse. We can say whatever.
My kids are gonna see it though. Sorry, kids.
Yeah, it's been extremely, extremely rough. I hope the silver lining is real and positive change.
Yeah.
And substantial change comes from it because of.
Yeah. Yeah.
I saw your story today. You were saying I'm at a loss. I don't know what to say. I'm lost for words.
Yeah.
I felt like that at the beginning of when people were protesting here, Van Nuys and everything, and I was sitting outside my front door and I could hear the police sirens, the explosions, the
Crazy.
the craziness, right?
Yeah.
And I felt the pain of people.
Yeah. You're right. I kind of joke when I say 2020 can eat a dick, but I really do feel I'm definitely a glass half full person. It's just my nature. But I definitely feel like we are in the midst of a transition period worldwide. How can we not be? I mean, we're watching it, we're witnessing it, we're experiencing it, we're feeling it. If we haven't learned as a species that we are all connected at this point, that's the ultimate lesson. God, whatever you want to call the energy, all that is, all that ever was, all that ever will ever be, that was here way before us, that courses through all of our bodies, that makes our heart beat. So whatever that energy is, double down. While we were at home with this pandemic, and said, oh, by the way, why you got a minute? Check this out. People, wait, what? Black folks has known this has been going on. Nothing has changed. You know what I mean? So this is the first time in my existence that we've been having this kind of discourse in our country. This is the first time I've been around that, white people are like, hey, what the fuck is going on? Yeah, that's been going on. And I am hopeful. I'm enjoying what I'm seeing socially, online, in all the social media outlets, what I'm hearing, friends, family, just the vibe that I'm feeling and hearing out in the world. I am emboldened by it, and I feel the young people. I have an almost 19-year-old daughter and an almost 16-year-old son, and that generation, these kids, they're not having it.
Good.
They have been raised in a multicultural landscape, and I think hip hop is a large part of that. The music, which I'm 51, so I'm an OG hip hop cat, but that music has transcended race. It transcends religion. It has transcended. It is popular music, and that also is the great equalizer, I feel like. And this generation Z, whatever you want to call them, they're not tolerating injustice and these antiquated ideas of inequality, and we've raised privileged children to continue to move. And I do well as a black man. Obviously, I do what I do, and I have children that go to private school, and
right.
That's not where I'm from. I'm from East Flatbush, Brooklyn. My mom raised me and my 3 older sisters, lower middle class neighborhood. I grew up in a home in a rough part of town, but generations have people have died so that we can get to this point to achieve what these people have started so many years ago. So so God doubled down, and so hopefully we'll see some the fruits of all of this uprising and speaking out, and this political rumblings that are going on. I'm looking forward to seeing what comes next.
Same. I hope our new political leaders and representatives remember that they represent us, and real change comes from it. I'm not going to get too political on here, but
at this point, there's no need to get political. We
just
vote.
do the right thing.
We vote in November, and we'll see what it is. Everybody's connected. Either whatever you believe, you have to know that we're all connected, because we are all affecting each other. Whatever you believe, we're all affecting each other.
Yeah.
So,
100%.
Yeah.
Should we take a break, Peyton, and we'll come back? Or are we good? Still good to go? 2 more minutes? Yeah. I got to say, before we go to the break, I really enjoyed the cycling pigeon.
Did you look at my hat? This is my new cycling pigeon hat I had made, TCP. So, for folks who don't know, my wife, Coco, and I, we have a studio.
Yes.
Called the Cycling Pigeon. It's a spin and yoga studio. We were about to go, we're in Eagle Rock, and we were all set to be indoors We had expanded, knocked walls down in our studio, had all the protocol in place, and then they flipped it on us and says, oh yeah, by the way, you guys can't go inside. So that's when we had to make another pivot. And now my wife, Coco, she came up with the idea of calling it the cycling park. And fortunately, we're gifted with a huge parking lot that she's transformed into this beautiful space with grass, and the bikes are out. We've got face shields and PPEs and, you know, temperatures being taken. And I want to say it might be doper than being inside.
I really enjoyed it. I did a back-to-back class.
You did back-to-back. You went hardcore.
It was great. The cycling class was so energetic. I loved it.
Tell them about that. We have the party headphones. So instead of playing the music outside to disturb the neighbors, we have headphones, and everybody's connected. And she blasts all the ratchet hip-hop music in your headphones. And then you take your headphones off, and it's like, shh.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Oh,
and
yeah.
Wesam has a very lovely yoga practice for everyone.
Oh, thank you so much.
He actually did some of those yoga moves in his episodes of Good Girls. Made me laugh so hard.
Dude, can I tell you what happened?
What happened?
Whenever they were like, just do a warm-up or whatever, and I was like, oh, cool. And I was like, oh, I'm definitely gonna jump into the splits. And I stretched a little bit, right?
Yeah.
And that first one I did, I was like, oh,
you went into this, like you had the one bent. What is that?
Oh, I'm talking about the first episode. Like,
the first
where I actually
before
did the
you went to
splits.
run.
Yeah,
you went for the run.
The power walk.
Yes, the power walk.
Dude. And when I did it, I was like, oh, I can't do that again. Like, I felt sore. And they were like, yeah, let's keep doing it. I'm like, yeah, of course.
Yeah, of course.
Shit.
Yeah. Once you started.
So sore.
So funny, though.
It was worth it.
I had a scene season 2 where I played basketball with James LaSure. And I used to always play basketball. I mean, I'm an athlete. Look at me. But I haven't played basketball in years. And I had this one scene where we had to play basketball outside. I warmed up for like 2 days just to try to get ready. After I went all out, and James can play. After this scene, man, I mean, it looked all right. It looked pretty good, but I'm still sore. That was a year ago.
I believe it.
So I feel you.
I believe it.
Yeah.
I did a thing when I was visiting my uncle in Dubai. They were like, let's play a soccer game with some of the people. Hadn't played in years.
Yes.
Same thing.
Oh.
And they put me on offense, and I was horrible at shooting. And they're like, let's put you back on defense.
Yeah, back
and I'm
on
like, yeah, that's better. And I loved it. I was getting really aggressive. I was going hard.
Yeah.
Like you said, no joke. For the next few days, barely could walk.
Yeah.
Barely could walk.
Because you have no in between. You have no in between.
No.
It's either it's on or it's off.
Yeah, I'm an insane person.
Yeah.
I was like, I'll do both classes.
Yeah. That's me. Yeah, that's me. Just all or nothing.
We got to take a quick break, and then we'll be right back. We're going to have to switch this out at the break. I hate this. Oh. It happened last week, too. No, I'm going to deal with it because I made my breakfast. I made my breakfast. I'm going to eat it. This thing, it just...
Finish your breakfast.
Yeah, I'm going to deal with it. Because he asked me earlier, should we switch it out? I was like, nah, I think it's good.
You don't like the way it goes like that?
It just, while I'm talking, it just...
Oh, gotcha. That needs to be tight like your camera.
I know.
It needs a little bit more.
It was seriously a blast working on Good Girls. You guys' energy on set.
Yeah.
One of the best sets I've ever worked on.
Yeah.
The efficiency of the crew and the producers and the directors. I was like,
it's a good crew.
Wow.
Yeah, top to bottom.
Are we done already? This is great.
3 cameras. We shoot 3 cameras. Season 1, we did not shoot 3 cameras. And we were in Atlanta. So it was a little slower.
You shot Good Girls first season in Atlanta?
Yeah.
Wow.
You didn't know that?
I did not know that, no.
Yeah, we shot, we didn't know we were going to be in Atlanta. So, we recast one of the Good Girls, right?
I did not know that. I know that's somewhat common, or
not.
It's
common practice. So then we got Christina to play the role. Anyway, because we got Christina, we were able to leave Atlanta after season 1.
Sweet.
Yeah. So we had 2 cameras in Atlanta, and so it was considerably slower. So when we came back to LA and we had 3 cameras, bro, smoking, amazing. But yes, from top to bottom, it's one of the best sets I've ever been on. Jenna Bands creates the vibe. It goes from top down, trickles down.
Thank you. Yes.
Jenna, Bill, and everybody else.
everybody's so talented.
Yeah.
Like ridiculously talented.
Yeah,
When I was
the cool thing about for me when I watch the show, because we didn't do any scenes together.
No.
I just get to see people at table reads. I mean, I work with Retta mostly and my children. I've worked with Lillard. I can tell you how many times I've worked with people because that's how little I've worked with everybody. I've worked with Lillard twice. I worked with Christina and May twice. That's
Whoa.
it. And then there are guest stars that I've worked with. So you see somebody at a table read, and then you get the feel like when I saw you at the table read, I was like, oh, this might like it. Like you were sitting like to my left, and I love table reads. A lot of people, everybody has their own technique for table reads. Some people are in their script. They don't look up or whatever. For me, I like to be engaged in the table read because it gives me an indication of where I'm going for, it's part of the process.
Yes.
So I watched this dude at the table read and he was in immediately. He was in, connected. I looking at everybody and I was like, all right, this motherfucker's funny. So when you actually get to see the show, you actually get to see everyone's work and everybody's so good. Everybody who guest stars, all the regular cast. So it's an enjoyable show. The music is dope on the show. Yeah, I'm fortunate.
Yes.
Got hit with the lucky stick again.
Yeah. And you've been working since the 80s, right?
I've been working since this Spider-Man. Spider-Man does whatever a spider can. Yeah, God, yeah. This is my 35th year in this business. I was 16. Yeah.
I love bringing on people like you.
Yeah.
Who, and I'm not saying, when I say elders, I don't mean like you're old. I
No,
mean
I
like
get
you're
it.
elder in the craft.
For sure.
And I love seeing like, cool, what does this guy know,
Yeah.
first of all?
Yeah.
And how is his attitude?
Yeah.
And how has he maintained a lively career in this?
Yeah.
And what things can I learn from him in order to build upon that for the future generations whenever I'm at where he's at?
Yeah.
And I'm working with younger actors.
Yeah.
And I can set a good example. So I appreciated that from everybody on set, not just you, but from everybody. I was like, wow, this is...
Veterans.
When you work with a real veteran who helps you, I've told the story before. Mark Harmon, NCIS, he was like that,
Cool.
and I just appreciate that so much. I love the old school like Japanese craftsman and the apprentice and that sort of thing, and the master, and you're like learning, and I love that because that's where the real magic happens.
I said that to my wife the other day. I said, we were talking about, my wife is an artist, and we were talking about artists and all that stuff, and I said, I feel more like a craftsman. I said to her. She goes, yeah, but you're an artist. I play piano and I sing and I do all that stuff. I said, but I understand I am artistic and I am artsy for sure. But for me, to say artist, I don't know if it's because I'm from Brooklyn and I have this, I try to maintain, you know what I mean, son? I try to maintain. So artist feels really highfalutin to me.
Yeah.
And it's not. It's a beautiful thing. But I feel more like a craftsman. I feel like I have a craft and I have tools in my basket, in my toolbox that I can use for whatever situation that I happen to be in. I think Harrison Ford feels the same way as well.
How so?
So he just said because he's a
Oh, he
carpenter.
said it.
He's a carpenter.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So
that's
he
right.
said he approaches acting and Harrison. I don't know him at all, but he feels like a little curmudgeonly to me, like a little begrudging. He feels like he's a craftsman, and so it's funny, Wesam, to be at this point in my career, and God, I never talk about my career. I have these feelings in my head. I need to really take it easy on myself. But I'm so fortunate to have been working so long in this business, and I am embracing my role as an elder, as an OG, and I love to mentor young folks because people mentored me coming up. For instance, one of my favorite things about having a TV show, I have a game that I always play every set that I'm on. I like to memorize everybody's names. I like to know everybody's names. Craft service, catering, PAs, DPs, grips, everybody. Runners, Mike Amali, the woman who cleaned my room, Nancy,
Yeah.
We've talked. I'm generally interested in people. So it is always important to me that I know everybody that I'm working with. And I think that's infectious. I learned years ago from Michael T. Williamson, who played Bubba in Forrest Gump, right? Michael T., who should have been nominated for an Oscar. Mike, we did a show together called Hoop Life in Toronto, and he told me, when somebody's a guest star on your show that you're a regular on, they are your guest.
Yes.
They are your guest. You treat them like your guest. And I've been on shows where I wasn't necessarily treated well. And I know how that feels. So whenever I'm on a show and somebody's a guest star on my show, so much love, welcoming. This is a that's the vibe. So I try and pass that on. And yeah, it's cool to be in this position right now.
Dude.
To be an OG.
I love that. I think that's so important.
Yeah.
And I was a series regular on a show called For the People. And I had that mindset going in because I was on a set for a brief period of time where I did not feel welcome.
Yeah.
And I know that feeling. I'm like, that will never happen.
Yeah.
So
And
I'm
you know
so
what?
glad.
Yeah, and it's
like,
not-
there's no point to that. Why? Why would you do that?
It's not a big deal, bro. We're not curing brain cancer. It's not that deep. Y'all ain't that special.
Common courtesy, respect.
Everybody's everybody.
Yeah.
I've never.
It's. oh man, blood red mad. I'm blood red mad at myself for accepting this, even though you told me not to. It's my fault.
He needs a pump for his microphone. Yeah.
You balance a lot though as a dad, and you were saying earlier that you still have anxiety and everything like that. And
Yeah.
I mean, you have 2 kids or 3?
2 children.
2 children. And a dad.
Yeah.
And a craftsman.
My
and
daughter,
an artist.
yeah, my daughter's gonna be 19 in October 20th, and my son is gonna be 16 September 10th, in a couple of weeks.
Oh wow.
Yeah, before I came here, I took him to the beach so he could surf with his friends.
How do you do?
Oh, he's been surfing since he was 4 years old.
Oh.
And my daughter. They're Southern California kids.
Maybe in the future, if the opportunity ever
You surf?
arises. No, I need to learn. I almost killed myself trying to teach myself how to surf.
Yeah.
Like an idiot.
Yeah.
Almost drowned myself.
Oh yeah. I learned the lesson of Yamaya early on.
What's Yamaya?
Yamaya is the African Yoruba goddess of the ocean.
Oh.
Yamaya, yes, she is the goddess of the sea. But yeah, Yamaya sent me back from. So okay, I went out. First of all, I didn't grow up learning how to swim. I grew up in Brooklyn, the concrete jungle. Swimming for us was like turning the fire hydrant on. Shh, we're swimming. On like the black asphalt. That was swimming for us. So when I moved to Los Angeles is when I learned how to swim. I was so excited. Like growing up, we went to like Reese Beach in Brooklyn or Rockaway Beach, and my sisters would take me out and then swim away. And then think I'm gonna, back in those days, you throw somebody in the pool, just think they're gonna learn how to swim. Some do, some don't.
Right.
So I learned how to swim in Los Angeles. I go to Santa Monica Beach one day and I swim out into the ocean, and it was the most amazing feeling. Once you get past the break, everything is calm. So I'm out there swimming. I'm like, oh my God, this is great. And then all of a sudden, while I'm swimming out there are these surfers just waiting, waiting for the waves, man. Now I know they're just waiting for the waves, but they looked at me like, you don't know what the hell you're doing out here. And I was swimming. I was like, then I realized I might be a little further than I need to be. Oh. Just the way they were looking at me, it was a real serious, it ain't jokes out here, man.
Oh, yeah.
So now I was like, well, let me swim back to the shore. As I was swimming back to the shore, what I didn't know was that you can't put your back to the ocean. And I got pummeled. And then when I got pummeled, I was under the water, and they call it the washer, and my body. And then I got up again, boom, hit by another wave, my body. That happened 4 times.
4 times?
I'm walking to the shore. If I had gotten hit one more time, I would have been taken out to sea. Anyway, I made it back to the shore. I'm sure I had a concussion. My head tasted and smelled of sea salt, and anyway, I never went back out into the ocean.
Wow.
I decided to go back out into the ocean when I was shooting a movie in Hawaii. So I decided to go back to the North Shore. That's when I decided to get over my fear of the ocean, which is the most notorious surf spot. One of the most notorious surf spots in the world.
See,
Again,
you just said North Shore, and I knew it was dangerous.
Yeah.
Just from the way you said it. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, long story short, it didn't work out too well for me, and the North Shore sent me back with a double ear infection that I didn't know I had until I was on the plane. Now, if anybody's had any kind of ear and you've been on a flight, I had a double ear infection. I didn't know. I cried in my wife's lap for the whole flight home. So
Whoa.
I just recently started going back into the ocean a little bit, but
Yeah, it'll humble you.
yeah, big time.
I did the mistake where I put my back to it too.
Oh, yeah.
And I was too confident.
Yeah,
And then
too confident.
took a breath out, slapped my back, and I'm the kind of person I need to hold my nose if I go underneath the water.
Yeah.
I don't know how to do that thing where you just let it
push
chill
out.
in there.
Yeah.
No, I don't know how to do that.
It held you under?
Oh.
Yeah.
I was washed
You were in the
it.
water.
Like,
Yeah, you were in the washer.
I got out. I was like,
Yeah.
walked back with my stupid surfboard to my friends. They're like, "Hey, you okay?" I'm like, "Nope, I'm done for the day."
No.
No, I'm done. I almost died, guys.
Yeah.
That's my beach day. I'm done.
Meanwhile, you were like right at the shore. You thought you died. You were like right at the shore.
Oh, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's why-
where I was. I was getting hit. I was like, I was probably right there. Like you can stand up.
Oh shit, dude! I saw a video recently. It was so graphic. I've never seen a video of a shark attack where the guy has the GoPro on his head, and you see it bite a chunk out of his shin.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh.
My son watches those videos all the time. I'm like, what?
The surfer son.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He just wants to know. He just wants to know. He has the spirit. You know how we research everything?
Yes.
My son, I'm a notorious researcher when we're doing characters or whatever. My son's a notorious researcher. So he'll watch videos upon videos, tons of videos about whatever it is, classical piano, surfing, but he'll watch these straight up disaster surfing. I was like, why? He's just, I need to know. I need to know what it is. You know.
Okay. I can
He's
respect
watched all
that.
the videos on how to fend off a shark attack.
Yeah.
Speaking of, how old are you?
I will be 33 in October, so I'm 32 still.
It's so incredible. You're speaking about these graphic videos.
Mm-hmm.
Back in the 90s, there was something called Faces of Death.
Yes.
You familiar with Faces of Death?
Yeah.
It was a video. It was a videotape that was circulating, And a friend of mine showed. He was like, "Yo, watch it." And I think the one thing that I remember from the video was somebody who was at a train station in like Holland or something, and they were looking this way, and they stepped onto a train track and they were vaporized. That's commonplace now. We're watching this on the regular in social media. We're watching people get shot in the back. We're watching this. The things we're watching now on television were unimaginable. It was snuff films is what we're watching in modern day television and media and all that stuff.
There's an account I follow.
Yeah.
That shows the most graphic, real, horrible things. And I saw something the other day that, why am I following this?
I was about to ask you. Yeah.
Why is my my visual diet being accompanied by this? Why am I choosing to watch this? Again, it's making me think. I'm trying to take a step back from my body and be like, okay, why are you watching this? It doesn't make you feel good. It doesn't create a positive result. What are you doing here? And it's now, because we've had this conversation, I'm going to start unfollowing a few of those accounts. I used to follow World Star because they used to have great street fights that were horrible to watch.
Yeah.
But I like fighting and UFC, so
Sure,
I'm watching it and I'm like, okay, what would I have done
Yeah,
differently?
of course, yeah.
Now it's just like, sponsored by.
Yeah. Right.
If you follow World Star, you know what I'm talking about, which is fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm very interested in that. Why?
Yeah, and it's interesting that you say your visual diet, because your diet is your diet. Your whole diet is everything that you put in, everything that you eat, everything that you listen to, everything that you watch. The totality of your diet.
Yeah.
Right. These fights. The problem is also obviously is that people are video and recording and not helping.
Oh my gosh, thank you. That's the part where it's a situation where like, hey, you need to stop this. Someone's gonna die, and then people laughing, cheering it on. If somebody's knocked out already, they're on the ground and they're getting kicked in the head. They don't really realize that person could die like that.
Yeah, and I'm sure some people have.
Oh yeah. Oh my gosh. Have you ever had a really bad concussion?
No.
I was on a music video shoot and I gave myself severe whiplash because they were doing this thing where it's like a visual effects thing. I had to shake my head.
Oof.
And I gave myself a headache.
Yeah.
I continued to work out. Long story short, I ruptured a vein.
Yeah.
And a pool of blood was causing
Jesus.
pressure on my brain. I went to the hospital like 3 or 4 weeks later because I can't take it anymore. And they're like, yeah, you have like
You had a headache? Like
a pounding, like a pressure headache. And they're like, you need to take it easy. You can't do anything. Because I was going back to working out like normal and everything, and I really shouldn't have. I didn't really heal from that. It took about 6 months.
Yeah, that's intense.
I thought they were going to have to drain my head. They're like, it's not that bad enough. If it gets worse, we're going to have to, but it's not bad. I was like, huh?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I don't know, man. When my kids were growing up, we would always regulate their screen time. Regulate the amount of time that they were on their phones or, television. Or now, what bugged me out was my kids would watch TV and their devices.
Yes.
At the same time. I couldn't take it. I was like, turn one of those motherfuckers off. Mm-hmm. That's kind of how they do it. That's kind of what it is. But we spent a lot of time regulating their screen time. And I am proud to say that my kids do know how to have conversations. And
great.
All the feedback that we get from our kids when they're out in the world is, just lovely individuals and interesting and well-spoken, and they're curious. And so
that's because of you and your wife, man.
Yeah, they give us the crap. The crap is at home. So when they get out into the world, they're good.
That's fine. That's different.
That's success. That's parental success.
But seriously, kudos to you guys, because I can only imagine what it's like raising kids now.
Yeah.
That's frightening to me. It really is.
I think, I wonder if every generation feels like raising kids is terrifying. I'm sure everybody...
Here's why. Yeah. In America, for me, right now, I'm not married, not planning on getting married anytime soon. What's the environment right now? I look around, there's unrest.
Yeah.
There's unrest.
Yeah.
Inflation.
Sure.
Things are getting expensive.
Sure.
What's the monetary safety that I have, the financial freedom that I can have to actually raise a family? Maybe not the States. Maybe somebody in Japan right now is like, no, this is a good time to raise kids here,
right.
or somewhere else, But
right
now it's just, I don't know.
Yeah, I think you always feel like that.
Yeah.
When my daughter was born October 20th, 2001.
Whoa.
Yes, 2001. So September 11th happened the month before. I was in La Jolla shooting a TV show, and we were pregnant. And when that happened, it's like, how are we bringing a child into this world, right? Then you think, maybe my child is going to heal the world. Maybe my child is that one who's going to do this. Maybe my child is that one to do this. So you can't let the world stop you from living. Yeah. Even now, we can't let this stop us from living. We're still wearing these masks or whatever. And listen, I'm 35% conspiracy theorist. I hear all the things people are saying about wearing these masks, and it's not real. The hospitals they're fudging the numbers and okay, and it's created by China and all this BS. Listen, here's what I do know. I know that you got rats, some big ass rats.
It sounds like it. Who's up there? Anyway, I think we'll be all right. Are we close to a break?
It just jumps down on the table.
Yeah, let's let's take a quick break, and then we'll get back into the conspiracy theories, if that's cool. Thank you.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
Okay.
Hello?
Nick Major in the house. Sorry.
Nick, how dare you?
Miss already, man.
I'll tell you in a second what I'm laughing at. I have an awesome building manager. Her name is Day. Mm-hmm. And me and my brother, we come up with the most ridiculous, absurdist humor.
Yeah.
And we just love that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And my brother, just out of nowhere, goes, "Hey, man, how freaking weird would it be and awkward and cringe if the next time we see Day, we just go, Day! Me said that, me said that, me said that, yo, and say nothing to her and just walk on by. Dude, we were crying.
Is she a black woman?
Yeah.
Oh, she's heard that before.
Oh, probably?
Yeah,
okay.
She's definitely heard that before.
Wait, was that racist? No.
I mean, that's just, that seems a perfectly understandable, I would do it.
Dude,
they like come and me want to go home.
Oh my God, she's the sweetest woman too. Oh my gosh, we got her. She's been doing such a great job around because she's the new building manager.
Oh, okay.
We got her this gift basket. Like, thank you for doing what you do. And that's something I love doing. I like to know my neighbors. It's our community, our immediate community. Yes. We got to look out for one another. One of my neighbors has dementia now. Yeah. She has no family here. Okay. We're taking care of her. That's awesome. Me and some other neighbors, because it's like. What if that was your grandma?
That was my mom. My mom had dementia. Yeah.
Who else you got? I'm saying this not for our listeners, not as like showing off, but to encourage you to build that within your own community. That's all it causes. It just creates positive results.
Got to take care of each other. Bottom line. Got to take care of each other. Seems pretty simple.
When you talk to your kids about this kind of stuff, is it a combination of telling them and showing them what you're doing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank God I married Coco, because she's a way better human being than I am. You model. It gets in. Your kids are learning if you're telling or not telling. I'm a talker. I'm a communicator. So when I start talking, they're like, "Oh my God, here he goes." We know, Dad. We know, Dad. Yes, we know. So you have to be of service to people, because we do our service, and fortunately my kids have gone to parochial schools, and they do where they focus on being of service. Not necessarily like my son goes to a Catholic school now, but they don't hit you over the head with it. I like them to have enough semblance of spirituality, which we have in our house as well. I like structure. But my kids are they're so much smarter than we, I know they're smarter than me, so I wouldn't say we give them credit for it. But I also want my kids to know that there are hundreds of religions in the world, but I want them to be tapped into that spirit that we were talking about earlier. So, they get it if you talk about it, or if you don't talk about it. But I married a person who is she's exceptional as a human, and so giving, so open, and I learn a lot.
Well, I don't know her personally, but I can say from the cycling pigeon,
you get her vibe.
I told her there's a great vibe.
Yeah, and that's what it is.
A good vibe, like a good person vibe. You know what I mean?
She honestly is that. Like, people are cool, and then when you go home, and they're just like, whatever. No, she is who she says she is.
No.
And I'm who I say I am. I'm batshit crazy. So I was going to say.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
I was going to say, me being a 35% conspiracy theorist, and, all the stuff that people were talking about, the mask. And what I do know that happened was the Tuskegee experiment of untreated syphilis on the Negro male in 1934, I believe was the year. You know of this, right?
No.
So there was a play. I did a play based on it called Miss Evers' Boys. So in Tuskegee, there was an outbreak of syphilis. And they told these sharecroppers, these Negro sharecroppers, that they were giving them the cure for syphilis, when in fact they were studying them. They did not give them the cure. They were giving them placebos and watching the effects of the disease. And they all died. The Tuskegee experiment of untreated syphilis in the Negro male. The play was based on a book called Bad Blood. because that's what they were calling it. We got bad blood, so they would take their blood, they would examine it, and whatever. And then here's the. So this happened. This is a fact. So therefore, that being said, that's why black folks know that this happened, and the government knows this happened. And so that's why there's a sense of hesitation and trepidation when you tell us there's a vaccine, right, coming along for this. So, however, people are dying from this virus, this pandemic. People are dying. That we know as a fact. It's touched me personally. So, whatever you believe, you got to pick a side. You got to make a choice, in my opinion. So, I'm going to play the game. Whatever the game, if that game is wearing the mask right now to protect you, to protect others, protect the older people in my family, I'm going to play that game. Because, like I said, I'm 35% conspiracy theorist. We'll never know what the real game is. We'll never know what piece we play in this game. Can you put like really spooky music at this point right here? We're like sci-fi.
Yeah.
Peyton, we'll never know what they're really planning. However, we're here. We have this life. So we have to choose how we're going to approach this. Are we going to be of service? Are we going to, be served? My buddy Dondre Whitfield, who has a book out called Male versus Man right now, he says that is the definition of a man, one who chooses to be of service as opposed to a grown male who wants to be served. So, yeah, man.
I think there's a lot of truth to what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's insane if you don't believe in any conspiracy theories.
Right.
And I also think it's insane if you believe in all the conspiracy theories.
Right.
And why don't you just look at the facts? The government has lied to us in the past. Not just our government. Governments all around the world. To the people.
From ad infinitum. History.
Look at the CIA, what they were doing with experiments with LSD. They were the ones selling cocaine to South American countries. The arms deal that this is not a political thing, but
Iran-Contra.
Yeah, with Reagan, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, flooding neighborhoods, urban neighborhoods with crack cocaine.
That's real.
How are people getting guns? How are people getting these semi-auto?
You think they're just there?
Yeah.
Like that?
Yeah.
There is something fishy going on for sure. For sure.
Yeah.
And I was really thinking about this, and it really sparked in my mind last week.
Mm-hmm.
It was from a meme I saw months ago, and it just popped up in my head. It showed how emperors used the Roman Colosseum to keep the population distracted. And then I was thinking to myself, why are they pushing? We got to reopen the NBA. We got to reopen the football league. We got to do it. And I was like, oh my gosh, distraction. Why is there such rivalry? Listen, I get it. I love sports. I love the UFC.
Yes.
I love the UFC. I'll say that. I get that. Yeah. But why do you hate somebody so much? Like, I don't know, like, I'm so bad at sports names. Like, somebody from Boston hates New Yorkers, right?
Correct.
Like, you guys hate each other like
Red
ISIS
Sox,
hates.
Yankees,
like one's a terrorist group. That's how bad the hate is.
Yeah.
Why? Why is that being fueled?
Yeah.
They want to keep us fighting against
Separate.
each other.
Yes.
That's all I'm going to say before the show gets canceled mysteriously.
Yeah. When the last time he spoke to We Stand? Since I did that podcast, man. You see what I'm saying?
But no, it's
yeah, man.
At the same time though, wear a mask.
Yeah.
You're only harming.
Did you hear what the NBA is doing? Offering all their arenas as voting places.
Yes.
That's a strong move, NBA. That's a strong ass move.
I love that.
That's strong. Wow.
Imagine these people who are in positions of power, if they actually use their power for good. Yeah. You know how much respect people would have for you?
Yeah.
Like, I love that.
Yeah.
Boss moves.
Yeah, boss moves. I'm always trying to figure out how do we get this homeless situation? How do we take care of that? Because, I mean, it's just increasing, obviously, all across the country.
It's a multitude of problems.
It's a multitude of problems.
So I did a lot of research whenever I played a lawyer. for the show For the People a while back.
Yeah.
And I went and shadowed real public defenders. 70% of their clients, homeless, mentally ill.
Wow.
A public defender in Los Angeles, downtown by the airport, 70% of his clients told me they're homeless.
Wow.
We have suits here for them. We have showers here for them so they can show up to court.
Well, that's cool.
Make them look presentable.
Yeah.
But the other people, we try to get them to take their medication. They don't want to. They're just not all there. They need help.
Yeah.
I don't have a solution. I honestly do not know.
Yeah.
How do you help someone like that?
Yeah, I feel like private sector folks, people with the money, have to get together and I don't know. I feel like it has to be several. I feel like in my mind, you get a building downtown, a huge building. This building is only for showers, cleaning, feeding. You start with that. All the people who are downtown, and which is a swath of different maladies and mental issues. So you have a building, a huge building that someone has purchased. Showers, food, that's it. You come through. And I know this exists in some ways. There's a place, my daughter's school, she used to go to Episcopal School of Los Angeles, and there's a place out here in North Hollywood, and homeless people can come through and get a meal, get lunch, and that's part of like their schedule for the day. Some people come through, they know they can get lunch here, they keep it moving, the kids are there, they're feeding them, and then that's it. Nobody can stay over. So you have a place where you eat, where you can shower. That's this building. And also, when they eat and they shower, you classify what group they fall in. Are you just misplaced? Did you lose your job or what have you?
Right.
Are you trying to get back into the workforce, into the world? Or is this person, you can't even talk to this person because they're so gone. So they need medication, so you classify these people. And then you have another building, and this building is for a version of housing. And the people who you've classified, you can take, all right, well, we can put you up here. And I mean, is there a way where we can have, I'm talking huge areas where we can systematically separate people into the groups they need to be in and try and redirect people into, I mean, the people who are sick, what do you do with so many people you see out here, literally with the plastic bracelets from the hospital on their hand and hospital gowns?
There is a way.
There's a way, right?
There is a way, because if we can print money for the banks just like that and make it, everything's okay for them.
Bailing everybody out.
What about the people who need it?
Just bail the people out.
It's sad. It makes me hurt.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
That sounds like a great idea.
Yeah.
I know there are people.
Look, give me $130 million. Let me see what I do with it. 130? No. Billion? Wait, no. What's Bezos' worth? Bezos is 200 now. 200 billion.
Get a billion.
Yeah. Give me $3 billion. I'll work that out. We could work that out.
I'd do it. I'd do it in a heartbeat.
Isn't there some kind of agreement with the richest, wealthiest humans or Americans where they said they were going to donate a portion of their wealth towards these humanitarian things?
I would hope so.
Should we talk about Bill Gates?
I don't mind. I was going to say right before we talk about Bill Gates, listen, I understand Bezos want to go to the stars because he said he's going to use his net worth to go build these big starports and everything. I'm like, that's awesome, and I appreciate that. Can we work on stuff that's here first? Then maybe we can go to the moon?
Yeah.
Can we work on I don't know, this sounds like a crazy idea, but making sure everybody's fed, has a roof over the house, clean water for everybody. Can we cure a couple cancers first?
Yeah. Just a couple.
And then go to the moon again?
Yeah. Can we actually cure some shit? I don't think we've cured anything since polio.
Are we just maintaining? Are we just mitigating the symptoms so people,
Right.
pharmaceutical companies can
Can get
still make
paid?
money? Okay.
Can we get some clean water in Flint, Michigan, real quick?
Why is that? Dude, I'm very caffeinated, very pumped up. But why is that an issue to get clean water to your own people?
Like I said, I'm 35% conspiracy theorist, and
I'm 80% now.
Yeah.
What about
Yeah.
Bill Gates?
Oh, I don't know anything about him.
Okay.
there's so many things floating around about him on the social medias, with this vaccine and all these. Yeah, I don't know anything about him, but I'm curious about what he's doing and, if it's positive.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you. I've heard some things. This is also a kind of thing with some of these conspiracy theorists. I'm like, yeah, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Other things, I'm like, that actually sounds kind of legit. So it's hard to pinpoint on him.
Yeah.
But the thing I'm always sketchy about, like, dude, how much money do you want?
Right.
Listen, I'm all about financial freedom. That's awesome. $100 billion.
Yeah.
What are you gonna? Where are you taking that, man? What are you gonna do with that when you die?
Yeah. Sumner Redstone, they buried him with his money. He's
what?
Like, Sumner, he's like, y'all not getting any of this, goddammit. You're not getting any of my money. And I'm just imagining. I don't know, but I'm imagining Sumner Redstone just be buried with all of his money.
Oh my God. Well, a definite conspiracy theory is the Epstein thing that was just like so in our face. And it's like they're not even trying to hide it anymore, which is that's terrifying.
Terrifying, B.
They killed him and was like suicide. It's not suicide. Are you kidding me?
And what about the judge who's overseeing This is straight out of a Scorsese movie. It's straight out of a Scorsese movie. The dude was dressed up as a FedEx guy and opened fire on her son and killed her son and wounded her husband. And then he was later killed in
He killed himself?
Did he kill himself?
Cool. All right.
He killed himself.
I'm like trying to look into the camera like,
Yeah.
Killed himself.
Let's talk about movies. Let's talk about Tenet. And are they open? They opened it in the UK, and are they going to open it in some theaters here?
I've heard that.
Yeah.
Some people are flying to the UK.
Yeah.
I don't know how you're flying to the UK now.
How are you doing that?
I do not know how to watch it and support. I told Peyton actually just earlier, I'm waiting till it comes out on demand because I don't know.
Right. Are you willing to risk your life to go see Tenet?
No.
I mean, I love Christopher Nolan like anybody else, but
No.
I did a drive-in last night for the first time.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that.
Yeah.
What was the movie?
Yeah. We saw A Star Is Born, which we've seen before. It was at the roof of the Americana here in Glendale, California.
Wow.
And I've never been to a drive-in. Have you ever been to a drive-in movie?
I know the aspect of it, but no.
I've never been, I just used to see it on Happy Days and stuff like that. So I was really excited to go, and you pull up and they direct you, and you tune your radio to 107.9, and you hear the feedback from, and everybody's giggling, Some people have they back their cars in and lift the hood up of their SUV or whatever, and they sit in the back of the car.
That's cool.
And watch, vets. And it was really cool. Had some, canned champagne. It's very classy.
You and the wife and the kids?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just Coco and I.
You're like, I'm by myself.
Yeah. Just
Oh,
me.
okay, cool, man.
Just be myself. Is that weird?
Dude, is that Reno?
Yeah.
Is that canned champagne?
Yeah. Got it in the cozy. But Dave Chappelle was amazing in that movie. His scene or two, amazing. So real. Camera did not exist. So I enjoyed that movie. I didn't like the ending.
Okay.
Did you see it?
No.
All right.
No.
Let's not talk about that.
I saw a film yesterday that
What'd you see?
I'll be real. I'm never going to be fake with my listeners, and I know I've said this before on the show before. I will never talk bad about a movie,
Right.
but I wasn't a fan of it because it mixed the seriousness and the over-the-top humor. And I'm like, I wish it would have picked one direction. The Adam Sandler and Jennifer Lawrence murder mystery thing.
Aniston.
What did I say?
Yeah, Lawrence.
Jennifer. Yes, Jennifer Aniston. Yeah.
I went to high school with Jennifer. We graduated, same class together. Yes.
Nice.
That's the homie.
It was grounded.
Yeah.
Everything was grounded, but it was the writing and the story direction that I was like, that's interesting. They've mixed over-the-top humor and ridiculous scenarios with really grounded scenes.
Was it called Murder Mystery? Is that
Yeah.
what it was called? I kind of loved it.
Yeah?
Yeah. I kind of, it was very entertaining. I saw it at the beginning of the pandemic, so
Okay.
Anything was going to be entertaining to me at the beginning of the pandemic. I was just trying to get out of crazy time. I enjoyed that, actually. He has Sandler used to roll over to Warner Brothers and play basketball all the time at the Clooney court, which is right by the Mike and Molly stage 24, and then the court that Clooney built. What
Yeah.
they called it, yeah. So
I've heard
Sandler used
stories
to
about
always
that.
play there, yeah.
He can ball.
He can play.
Did you see that video that's circulating on Instagram of
Yeah,
him playing? Yeah.
yeah.
I was like, oh. Okay.
In like his backyard with his dog?
Oh no, this is like on an actual court, like with
Oh.
people. He's like balling good. I was like,
Yeah,
oh,
him
whoa.
and Chris Henchy and all those dudes, they used to always, like, I had to stop. I'm like, I can't do it anymore. My knees.
Mm.
You know, and if I can't get up the way I used to get up, I'm not satisfied. I'm just going to stop playing.
You know what I miss, bro?
What?
I want to take a good Brazilian jiu-jitsu class and just roll with monsters, like just straight up killers.
All right, you're a jiu-jitsu dude. You know, I'm kind of connected to that.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, I got a jiu-jitsu movie coming out. Yeah.
What is this?
It's a movie I did with Sean Patrick Flannery.
Oh,
You know Sean Patrick Flannery?
the name's it's ringing a
The
bell. I'm having-
actor. He did the movie Boondock Saints.
Yes.
With him and Norman Reedus. You know, Sean Patrick is legit jiu-jitsu, like, kind of left the business to compete.
Wow.
Yeah, he used to have the, I hope I'm not misspeaking, LA Hollywood Jiu-Jitsu School. And then, anyway, he has a school in Houston, in Texas now. And there's a movie coming out called Mickey, holy crap. I'm blanking out on the last name, but it's like a jiu-jitsu Rocky, and I play his coach.
Oh, nice.
And yeah, but Sean is lethal. Yeah, I got choked out. We were rehearsing a scene, and it was like a wrestling scene, and we were doing, you know, it was choreographed or whatever. So Sean was like, and Sean choreographed the movie because he's a badass. And so there was this move. So, you know, he showed me, okay, and then when I roll you over, you mount me over here, and then, you know, and then when you turn me over here or whatever, I get you from the back. It wasn't a rear naked choke or whatever, but he's like, and then you tap here or whatever. So cameras roll or whatever. So we're rolling or whatever. And, you know, again, we go all out, right? So he gets me into that position where I'm supposed to tap, and I don't tap.
Uh-oh.
Right?
Yeah.
So he's like, I applied a little bit more pressure. I was like, okay, got it. He didn't choke me out, but I could have been choked out.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But what I didn't realize, if no one's ever been choked out before, it's not that you lose oxygen. It's just that you're losing circulation.
Yes.
So it's kind of like you're fading. You're just kind of going to sleep, you know.
You get that sometimes for me, that tunnel vision where it's like you can start to feel it, and if you're sensitive to it, it's like I'm black, like tunnel for me.
Oh, that's just like smoking a lot of weed. You just go like,
Yeah. I got to clarify. I'm a martial arts dude. I did a lot of
gotcha.
Taekwondo, and I dabbled in a bunch of stuff.
Oh,
I've only
okay.
taken a handful of jiu-jitsu classes.
Yeah.
But I wish I would have started as a kid because
it's great. Everybody should know it.
it's so releasing, and I already have a lot of energy, and I
Yeah.
love the idea of trying to problem solve with extreme,
Right.
dire
Yeah.
consequences.
Right. Well, I know I met a lot of dudes. I know a lot of dudes in that world. I've always been on the fringes of the martial arts world. Myself got a ton of lethal friends. So yeah, Sean Patrick is in that world. You know, Frank Grillo's in that world. My
Frank.
boy Frank's in that world. My buddy Jonathan Kowalski, who's in this movie, Mickey, with a last name that I can't remember. It's gonna be a great movie if I can remember the name.
I can't wait to see it.
Yeah.
When you post
also,
about it, I'll
I
watch
also got to meet Renzo Gracie, who is Sean's instructor, and my son's name is Renzo, which we kind of named Renzo after Renzo Gracie and Renzo Piano, the architect. But Renzo Gracie is such a sweet spirit, bad motherfucker. Sweet spirit. So yeah, it was kind of really cool. Edson Barbosa is in the movie.
Cool.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Some really
And it
great
takes place
names.
in Dubai.
Oh, nice.
The two fights. We didn't actually go to Dubai, damn it. But two fights took place in Dubai.
Have you ever seen Red Belt by David Mamet?
No, I with Chiwetel Ejiofor.
Yes.
No, I haven't. I wanted to see that. Is that good?
It's my favorite
Is that
movie.
good? Yeah. Is it?
It's my favorite
I don't
movie
know
of
where
all
the
time.
accent came from. It just started.
That's
Yeah, that's right. Let's go with it. Yeah, let's go with it. Yeah. All right, it was good, yeah?
My favorite movie of all time.
Of all time?
Yep.
Is that right? What's your 5 favorite movies?
It's definitely Red Belt is one of them.
Red Belt.
Well,
David Mamet is a genius.
Yeah, Locke with Tom Hardy. It's where he's just in the car the whole movie trying to make up for a past wrong, and it's him talking on the phone and talking to himself in monologues for an hour and a half.
Tom Hardy's dope.
What else? Oh my gosh. It's hard to pick like the top 5.
Top 5.
Yeah, that's hard, man. Locke, Red Belt. Fight Club. I love Chuck Palahniuk as an author. And I love movies that really hit the purpose, make you reflect, are entertaining, have this wonderful balance. But what I love about Red Belt, it's about a man trying to stay true to his principles that are intrinsically good no matter what the circumstances are.
Is that Chewy Tell? Okay.
And there's no situation you can't get out of. I'm telling you, man, I'm not giving anything away.
I want to see it.
There's a part in the movie where you're like, hey, man, what the fuck? Like, how are you going to get out of this, man? And then
Yeah.
You leave that film going, I'm going to change the world.
I got a list of movies that I need to see. I'm sure everybody has a list for
Oh, we don't need to take a break, though. We're good, right?
Red Belt.
We're good?
Yes.
Yeah, cool.
Red Belt.
Red Belt, man. It's the best. And Mamet's, are you familiar with Mamet's dialogue? Like the way his writing style is?
Of course. Yeah.
It's like chunks of monologues, and then
Yeah,
all of a
of
sudden,
course.
like one word.
Yeah.
Very interesting pacing.
Red Belt.
Interesting personal political views, but hey, to each his own.
Yeah, exactly. I know. You and I drive Teslas.
Yeah?
Interesting political view from Elon. Elon's an interesting cat himself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you watch his Joe Rogan interview?
Yeah, I did.
It's like the meme I saw where he's a time traveler from the future trying not to give too much away in everything he says.
Oh, that's great. I've never seen that meme, but that right there,
Makes
I like
sense.
that. I like shit like that. That's awesome. It's cool to think of him that way.
Interesting cadence.
Yeah.
Personal
I've
life.
met him twice.
Really?
Yeah.
What was that like?
When I went to pick up my first Tesla, I like to say that he knew I was coming to pick up my car and he wanted to meet me, but that's not. He just happened to roll up. It's over here in Van Nuys. He just happened to be there the day I picked up my Tesla. It was December. It was like a Christmas gift, and my Tesla had a big red bow, and I had my family with me, and he came over, and I was like, hey, what's up, man? He met my family. He met my family. He was like, yeah, so this is a good one. You got the P85, whatever. And then he didn't know how to close the front hood. He was like, I think you're supposed to do one, and his voice is kind of like, two hands right down. And he's tall. He's about 6'4", 6'5".
Whoa.
And he feels a little socially awkward, I would say. But when you look in his eyes, you're just like, what the hell is going on in his eyes? The second time I met him is when I was shooting Mike and Molly, and he was doing an episode of The Big Bang Theory.
Oh.
So this is before the X came out. And I'm a Tesla head, right? So I wasn't even working that day, but I came to the studio because I wanted to meet Elon. And I knew he was there because he had the only X. It was the first X that I ever saw. It was black and it was white on the inside. And I went and watched his scene. And then I was like, yo, can he show us the X? And he came outside. I got it on video. And he showed us how the X worked. And he had his assistant pull like 2 cars right next. He's like, yeah, they can get really close. And the doors, they open up like that. Like the Falcon wings, they come up like that. Yeah, you got to get the white. You definitely got to get the white in the scene. You see the way it is? He was all into his X. And so I've had good experiences with Elon. But I like the idea of him coming from the future and
Try not to give too much away when he talks to people.
Yeah.
Okay, can I say that? No,
Yeah.
I can say this.
Yeah. That's very funny. That's funny.
I pre-ordered the Cybertruck,
So did I.
the triple motor,
Yep.
because I had to.
Of course. They got my $100.
Happily
Yeah,
take
yeah.
my money.
That car won't fit in my garage, but
I wonder how big it's
they've
really gonna
adjusted
be.
it. I hear. Are you actually going to get it when it comes out?
Yeah, because I'm probably, God willing, I'm still working as an actor.
Yes.
Probably give my car to my parents
Yeah.
because they are in love with the Tesla car.
Yeah.
My dad, first time he sat in it, and let me give you some backstory on my dad. I was born in Syria.
Yeah.
So was he. We were literally born in the same house,
I
one
love
room
it.
apart.
Crazy.
Old school Syrian home.
Dope.
And man, he sits and he goes, "Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God." He's like, "I can't hear the engine. There is no engine."
I love this.
Dude, such an accomplished man.
Yeah.
Was an aircraft engineer,
Man.
studied in Scotland, immigrated here with my mom and me, and was an aircraft engineer for Pan Am and Eastern Airlines.
Jeez.
They went bankrupt, so he had to make money.
Right.
And so he opened up a restaurant in Oklahoma with his friend who had already had one, and my brother.
You lived in Oklahoma too?
Yeah, most of my life.
Is that how you know Peyton?
Well, Peyton also went to the same high school, correct? College? Oh, we're just from the same town.
I don't know if you've met Peyton. Peyton, this is Wesam.
It's a whole song and dance.
Got it.
Yeah, it's actually kind of funny. Some guy, can I say it? Yeah. Some guy.
You trying to buy weed from him?
No.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right.
Some guy was like, "Oh yeah, I'm good friends with Wesam," and then he emailed me. He got my email from this guy that I didn't know. I met him once. I don't know how he got my email. I forgot. And he's like, "Hey, I'm friends with Jack Dean." Well, we said his name. Oh well.
Yeah, got it.
And he's like, he tells me you're good friends with him. I'm brand new to LA. I don't have anybody. I'm
Right.
trying to be an actor. And I was like, who the hell is Jack Dean?
Right.
Well, I got to meet with this guy. He needs help.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
met with him. He ended up being cool and
Yeah.
taking my advice and working hard. And then,
Nice.
long story short, we're working together on this, and he's
Yeah.
awesome.
The rest is Hollywood history.
Basically, I owe my life to him.
Yes.
He took advantage of me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, welcome to Hollywood. It's par for the course, son.
Dude, you're awesome, man.
Thank you, man. Thank you for having me. It's been really cathartic to be here today. We haven't talked about Michael Jackson. It's his birthday today.
You're a big Michael Jackson, like the music fan?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you like the music or the pedophilia? Is that what you're talking about? He's like, you're the music fan. You're a Michael Jackson music fan. I was like, what else is there?
You're the music fan, right?
You're
Not
like the
the-
music. You're a fan of the music, not the pedophilia.
Dude.
Which,
love it.
I don't know.
That's an
Yeah.
interesting concept, though.
Yeah,
Anyway, but
that's a whole other show.
right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, you know what? I might have missed the Michael Jackson train in terms of music. I feel like I missed certain, popular or iconic trends.
Well, they weren't playing
until-
it in your house growing up.
No.
Right.
I'll tell you who I'm
Who
obsessed with right now.
Who?
Kendrick Lamar. I know, surprise, surprise. People are going to make fun of me for it, but I just came across his song. I used to listen to DNA and Humble, and I was like, man, this is really good. I like those two.
Yeah.
Those are two of my favorite songs on that
Yeah.
album, Damn.
Yeah.
But then I listened to Money Trees.
Okay.
You know that one, Money Trees?
There's a lot of songs.
I know.
Which
Sorry.
one? Yeah.
It's on the album where it shows him and his.
Well, you're
mom and
deep
dad.
in right now, so.
Yeah.
Well, how does it go? Spit it.
Oh gosh. You got to choose Halle Berry or Hallelujah. Pick your poison. Tell me what you're choosing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Kendrick is dope.
I'm so bad. I feel so embarrassed now. But
No,
yeah,
it's
I
all right.
really
There's
like
a lot
his
of
lyrics.
songs. I mean,
I like.
doesn't mean you can sing it. You rap it.
Oh
You
my
like
gosh.
it.
I was like, I'm really into his stuff.
I am a sinner. You're probably on the sin again. Lord, forgive me. Lord, forgive me. Things I can never get in. Sometimes I want to be alone. Trick don't kill my vibe. Trick don't kill my vibe. I can feel your energy from 2 planets away. I got my drink. I got my... What? That's not it. Don't feel my... Yeah. Kendrick is the truth. Yeah.
Man, I listen to a lot of hardcore stuff though, like
Hardcore
rock.
hip-hop or rock?
Rock.
Okay, yeah.
Like metal.
Yeah. Like who?
I grew up with punk rock and some emo music.
Nice.
Punk. No, when I listen to first CD, Usher.
Mm-hmm.
My Way.
Yep. Yep.
That was like my first song stuff.
Dope.
And then I got Mortal Kombat Annihilation, the soundtrack, because that was the first movie I saw in theaters. And I just pretended I was fighting.
Interesting, yeah.
Yeah, very interesting.
Yes.
But when I heard Nirvana, the one with the baby, Teen Spirit, I was like, oh, that speaks to me.
Yeah.
That rock speaks to me. What about you, man? What do you listen?
Well, I mean, so many things is about, what they played in your house, right? My mom, I come from a musical family. My mom was an opera singer, and my dad was a blues organist. He had his own band. My dad died when I was 4 years old, so I don't have many memories of him. My sisters all sing, so my mom played a lot of opera, and I traveled with her also. She sang at the Metropolitan Opera, and she was in all these groups or whatever, and she was a nurse. But funk was big in my house. So there's a lot of funk. There's a lot of, there's a lot of black music, There's a lot of I love Stevie. I love Earth, Wind, and Fire. There was a lot of that in my house. There was a lot of Parliament. There was a lot of, Flashlight. There was, and then hip hop came. And then I was, deep into hip. I was on a very creative block.
Yeah.
My neighbors were this group called the Fushnikins, and they did it. Shaq's first album, they produced his first album. It went platinum. Shaq Fu. Remember Shaq used to call himself Shaq Fu? That's who he worked with, this group, the Fushnikins.
Whoa.
East Flatbush was hip hop wise. Busta Rhymes from East Flatbush. A group called UTFO. They had a song called Roxanne. That was huge back in the late 80s. So I didn't grow up necessarily in a jazz household, but I grew up playing classical piano since I was like 4 years old, and we had a drum set in the house. I thought everybody had a drum set in the house. But basically funk was my, like disco, because I had 3 older sisters. So whatever was popular, that's what I was listening to.
Oh, nice. Are you still close with them?
My sisters? Yeah. We're
That's
very
good.
close. Yeah. My family is close. My sisters, my nieces, my nephews.
That's a blessing.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. I'm very fortunate. My kids are close with their cousins. I never had that growing up,
That's wonderful.
Yeah, I love music, though. I love music. Music is everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's everything.
I love music because it really, certain types of music give me confidence and really allow me, the vibrations of it, the imagination, it allows me to.
You can use it.
Oh, yeah. And a lot of the intense things I listen to, like my favorite band is Tool.
Oh, yeah.
I love their
Is that
lyrics.
lead singer Gavin? No.
Maynard.
Yeah. And what was his other band?
Perfect Circle
Perfect
and
Circle.
then
Yeah,
Pussifier.
I like Perfect Circle. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like Tool.
Yeah, I imagine like weird, like really motivating stuff when I work out. So whenever I would go trail running, I would imagine sometimes, okay, I've got an antidote. I need to get to my brother on the top of the mountain before he dies by a certain amount of time.
Yeah.
And I'd be listening to this music, or like I'm going into battle.
Yeah, that's some actor shit for you right there.
I know, right?
That's actor shit.
Psycho, but I like it.
Yeah. Gotta give ourselves an intention to do shit.
I know. Especially working out. Dude, very few people I feel like genuinely love to just out of nowhere love to work out. I still have to come on, let's get it going.
Yeah,
unless it's for a role, then I can really work.
Yeah, if you got a reason, easy.
If it's just like, hey, let's do this. I'm like,
I love food equally as much as I love working out. That's the problem.
Are you still baking?
No, I'm not baking anymore. No more baking. I'm making meat.
Yes.
I got a smoker and I'm on my grill. I have a huge Traeger. I have a Traeger Timberline 1300. Smoking everything on that bad boy.
You know what I did recently?
Except elk. Like I see Rogan out there and all those dudes. That good stuff. Yeah. What'd you do?
That's my dream, to go hunting for elk and to pack it out there myself.
Yeah. Really? Like dress it down and just.
Yes.
Do you hunt?
No. I want to learn.
Yeah.
I want that experience.
I bought a crossbow during this pandemic.
Oh.
I did.
Have you shot it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't hunted or anything like that, but.
Is it invigorating?
I didn't shoot at anything exciting.
Well, no. I mean, like, I know not like a target. I'm not saying. Yeah. So did you hunt man with it?
Just if you roll up on my house, you gonna catch a bow in that ass.
Dude, that would hurt.
It could kill you. Yeah.
Yeah.
You catch one through your neck, that's a wrap.
Yeah.
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 I'm thinking like in the thigh or something.
Yeah. Hey, I would aim for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, which is better to have, a firearm or, a crossbow? I mean, obviously somebody's like, but I'm not, as many cops as I've played in my career, and, I know how to shoot and all that stuff. I'm not really into firearms. Mm-hmm. I like more medieval shit. Like my wife, she wants a dart. Somebody comes in the house, just,
ooh.
That's the kind of shit.
I like that.
Yeah.
We could be more intimidated if somebody came out with a crossbow.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
I'd be more frightened.
Yeah.
If they came out with a
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crossbows are cool.
I ordered from, I think it's called something cow. 3 Japanese Wagyu A5 ribeyes.
Ooh, bring them. You do you grill?
No, I don't live in an apartment. I don't have a grill.
What are you gonna do with them things?
I'm going to sear them properly.
Get a grill. Do you have a balcony?
I do?
Nah, I gotta give you game. When I first moved to LA, I lived in North Hollywood. I had a little apartment.
Yeah.
I lived with a writer friend of mine. I had a little balcony. I had a small Weber grill. Get a Weber grill, bro.
Weber grill?
Yeah, I'll guide you.
All right. I'm literally going to buy one now.
Start with a small Weber grill.
Okay.
You got Wagyus?
Yeah.
Do you know what they do to these pieces of meat?
I
They
do.
massage them. They talk to them. They play music when the cows go to sleep at night. Then they slaughter them. But listen, you got to get a grill.
Oh, heads up for the mic.
Small. You got to get a small grill.
Mm-hmm.
Get your charcoal.
Okay.
And then steak is fairly easy, right? You get the grill hot. You ever grill? So
yeah, I've grilled before.
Okay, so you wait till the charcoal's ashen, and you want to create 2 zones. You got a small grill, so maybe not so much, but it's a steak. So you want the steak is direct. You cook steak directly on top of the fire, so you want it hot. 3 minutes. Flip it.
Okay.
3 minutes. Depending if you want, rare, medium rare, what have you. But that's where you start. You don't want to overcook it. You overcook it's no good. Defeats its own purpose.
Right.
Bring it over here.
Yeah.
It's like a piece of charcoal. Raging Bull.
Oh, I haven't seen that forever. Yeah.
Youngsters.
I know it. I've seen it. Just I haven't seen it recently.
Yeah. Don't waste those. Get the grill. Put those Wagyus on the grill.
I might have to
3
do
minutes each side. Start
Yeah.
with that. Yeah.
They look amazing.
Amazing, dude. That sounds good. I think I'm hungry.
You are such an amazing soul. I wish you nothing but the
brother.
best, man. And I hope we keep in touch after
Thank
this.
you.
Seriously.
Yeah, we've been doing it since. We're not done.
I know.
We got shit to do. Thank you.
Sorry. Who's? Oh, no. That's not good.
This is fun, man. Thank you for having me.
Of course, man.
Thank you for being so gracious. Thank you for being so cool. Peyton, thank you for being cool, brother. Nice to meet you.
Yeah. Well, at Reno Wilson 1, right? Instagram?
Yeah, on the gram.
Yeah.
And
follow him.
Yeah.
Give him some love.
Follow me. I'm trying to put out as much love and light
as
I can on my page.
Cycling Pigeon?
The Cycling Pigeon. At the Cycling Pigeon.
Right.
Come get a ride. Come get some yoga. Outside. Outdoors.
Safe.
Yeah.
I've never felt safer. And I got a workout in.
Yeah.
And it was amazing.
And tell them about your space. The little, you have 12 feet of your own. You have 12 feet of your own grass.
You can't get better than that.
Yeah, and in between each person riding, everybody has 12 foot of their own artificial grass.
Yeah.
And there's about 20 feet of space between each rider. And we give you your own, you can buy face shields.
Yeah.
And you got your headphones,
Oh,
towels, drinks, whatever you need.
it's the place to go.
Yeah. Cycling Pigeon. Come on, get it.
All right. Peyton, thank you. Play us out. Thank you, Adobe Radio, Nice Guy Digital. Thank you, Peyton. Thank you, Alexandra Gorski. Thank you for all of our listeners. Remember to follow us at Wesams World, at Wesams_world on Twitter. And it was such a great episode today. Thank you to everybody who's tuned in. Thank you to all of our new subscribers on YouTube at Wesams World Podcast. And always remember to listen, think, and then talk.